Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the Ganzo G712, so stay tuned. This knife was provided by GearBest. It runs $18.96, and I will provide the link below for your convenience. This knife took about 3 to 4 weeks to get to me. The shipping was free though, so you will get it, but you have to be a little bit patient. This knife looks a little familiar, I bet you, to some of you out there. Kind of looks like a Benchmade 860 Bedlam, but it's not a one-for-one clone. There are some differences, so I'm not going to call it a straight-up knockoff or a counterfeit because it doesn't say Benchmade on it, and again, there are some differences. The biggest difference, of course, is the price. The real Benchmade 860, and actually the way I said that is wrong, the Benchmade 860 runs over $200. The G712 runs $18.96. So the biggest difference is price. Now there are some obvious differences. There are some milling differences on the blade where the swedge looks a little different, and the area around where the sharpening choil would be looks a little different from the original. There is no skull crusher on the back, and the clip is not relocatable to the other side. Another difference that's not so obvious is blade material. This is 440C, whereas the Benchmade uses 154 cm. The purpose of this knife, I would say, is defense. I mean, just take a look at that blade. The blade style is a upswept Persian style blade. I don't know how else to classify that. If someone has a better term, please feel free to put it in the comments below. Let's start going over the specifications really quick. Now, these specifications are my measurements and weights, not what's published, so they might be a little bit different. The closed length of this knife is 5 inches. The locking mechanism is an Axix style, just like Benchmade's and some cold steels. Deployment is through the use of these ambidextrous thumb studs. They're sort of a pyramid style right there. I'll let you take a close look. Let's go ahead and try it out. Very, very smooth. The handle material is G10. It's very nicely textured, provides a lot of traction, as well as the shape of the handle provides an enormous amount of traction. You can see how my hand just sort of melts right into it. I have large hands, and I still have room to move around there. Very, very nice. There are some liners. Those are stainless steel liners in there, and well, it's not skeletonized at all. So, as you could imagine, this knife does have a little bit of heft to it. Open length of this knife is 8.5 inches. The blade material is 440C, which is a pretty good steel, especially for the price. As a matter of fact, for the sum of the parts here, G10 and 440C steel, or stainless steel, you're definitely getting a lot for your money. This is a very high value. I'm going to go ahead and depart from specifications just for a second, because here's another one of my favorite value priced knives. This is the Ganzo 704 or G704. I've been carrying this for well over a year. And it has similar materials, and it has similar build quality, and it's been rock solid. I've been very, very happy with this. So when I went ahead and got this knife, I was, you know, I have very high standards here, or expectations for this knife, if it's anything like the 704, which so far it is. Getting back to the specifications, the blade material, 440C, that's actually a little bit better than AS 8 and some Scandinavian blade steels that you come across. That knife's costing twice as much. The HRC for that steel is about 58 HRC, give or take one. The blade style, as I said, please feel free to comment below, but I'm going to call it a Persian style upswept style blade. This is a plain edge. Grind is about 2/3 up right there. You do have a false swedge here. It's not sharp. You see that? The other side is sharp. On the blade right there, you can see there's a little cut out where you don't have the shoulder. So if you're using a sharpening stone to sharpen this, you don't have to worry about hitting the neck of the blade right there, which is pretty nice. Getting back to the handle, just look at this. It's absolutely incredible how ergonomic this knife is. It has these grooves or choils, whatever you want to call them, where my hand just sort of envelops the blade. I have a large hand and it feels extremely comfortable. The one disappointment though is the way this clip is. It's a rather large clip, as you can see there, and again I pointed out that you can't move it to the other side or to the tip down carry position. It's only tip up right-handed carry. It does sort of dig into my hand right there if I'm holding it really tight. This would be one of the most ergonomic handles that I've handled all year if it weren't for this clip. Now the clip is made very well. It provides the perfect amount of tension where it will hold on to your pocket with no problem. However, it doesn't have a death grip where it's hard to get in and out of your pocket. You can see it's an open pillow design right there. And let's go ahead and take a look at this locking mechanism for those of you not familiar with the Axix lock, how that works. See that? So this is sort of spring loaded, and that bar just sort of gets on top of the blade there and keeps it from moving. So you have a stop pin right there that keeps the blade from going up any further, and then you have this which locks it. You can see how that just sort of moves up just like that. Pretty nice, very smooth. Pivot screw right there, so it is adjustable. Country of origin is China. There should be no surprise there. The weight of this knife, 5.7 ounces. So for those of you who are sensitive to heavy knives, this does weigh a lot. Another thing to point out, one of the things that Ganzo does very, very well is this jimping. Just like on my 704 right here, the jimping is extremely functional. It's very grippy. It's not there for show. It's actually there for function. And because it's on this thumb ramp, it really just works well with your thumb right there. Reverse grip, we'll go ahead and talk about ergonomics, is really perfect. Very comfortable. Again, the only thing, my only objection here is that clip. I don't know. Maybe if they had it up here somehow, I don't know if they were able to do it. I'm not a knife designer or an engineer by any means. Let's go ahead and run through tests real quick. First, let's look at blade centering, and you can see there it is spot on. Retention is okay. Just like with my 704, if you really whip it out there really hard, you can go ahead and actually get it to deploy. I actually like that. I actually deploy my 704 and other Axix style knives, even real Benchmades, just like that. I'll go ahead and just sort of hold it like this and whip it open. And this one is right out of the box, so it is a little bit stiff. I haven't worked it all yet. Okay, so, well, actually, alright, so we talked about blade centering and we talked about retention. Deployment is nice and smooth, just using the thumb studs right there, opens right up. I haven't oiled this or anything, so this is the way it runs right out of the box. Up and down play, there is just a hair, just a little bit. That with this style of lock will probably go away with time as things smooth out here on top where that bar moves up and down on the blade. That shows that maybe they didn't finish it quite perfectly. The side-to-side play, none. If you had any side-to-side play, you could obviously adjust it with the pivot screw. Got some paper here. Actually, it's my notes. We'll go ahead and test it out. And just barely able to push cut there. I did have to sort of sweep the blade just a little bit. So, you can see there that it could use a little bit of sharpening. If you sweep the blade in a slicing motion, obviously, well, maybe not. So it could use a little bit of sharpening. Let's see if it will shave. Where are you? Right there. I'm going to go ahead and take some hair off right here. Alright, so it is shaving sharp. You can see there is hair on the blade there. So kind of strange that, let me go ahead and try that paper again. Okay, so again, can't push cut with it, but it's slicing okay. I'm going to go ahead and probably touch this up before I carry it. This is my stabbing test into very soft pine. This is soft pine. I get a lot of remarks when I do this that, you know, people saying I shouldn't do this to knives, but you know what, my channel, my knife, I'm going to do what I want. And what I'm testing is to see if there's any fundamental heat treatment problems where the tip would break off very easily. Again, you don't want to treat your knife like this. But, you know, if you're out there in the wild and you're foraging and have to pick things out of trees or, you know, and this is the only tool you got, you'll know that you can do it with this because the point is undamaged. Okay, we're almost done. Almost time to wrap things up. I'm telling you, this thing just, it feels so good ergonomically. It's just spot on. If you don't, oh, you know, I should have pointed this out. No lanyard hole, but you could go ahead and put a lanyard around that last post right there, that last pillar right there, if you wanted to put one, which might be a good idea because again, that clip. And speaking of that, let's go over pros and cons real good. Pros, high value, low price. Jimping is probably the best I can find in the knife world. I'll tell you, Ganzo got the money on their jimping. And build quality for the price is just awesome. The cons I have here is the clip. The clip sort of is in a place that can't be repositioned, and it destroys perfect ergonomics. But you know, it's a good clip as far as retention, and you know, it's the perfect tension and everything. But you know, you can't move it, and it's ruining my ergonomics. And again, no lanyard hole. So do I recommend it? Yeah, I definitely recommend this knife. This is an incredible knife if you're looking for a self-defense type of slashing knife. I think that's the blade shape here. I'm sure it could be used for all kinds of other things, but that's my primary purpose opinion of this knife. It's really, really good. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And if you're interested in this knife, please click the link below to GearBest. It's $18.96. And if you like my videos, you like my reviews, please feel free to like and subscribe. Okay, I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.